And we are live. Welcome back, everyone, to CapitalCosm Live. It is Sunday, January 4th, 2026, and the China Shanghai silver market has just opened. And man, so far, well, we're only about 3 minutes in, so let's not get too carried away. But as you can see here in a bit, I'm going to pull up the charts. We are up in the green, 74.80 on the futures market, as you can see here. And on the spot price, we've got $76. So this thing is back up and running, guys. Here's the daily candlesticks on the silver spot price. And yes, we are in backwardation. It's game on. Before we get started, though, as always, nothing in this video is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, so please do your own due diligence and give me a 1 in the chat if my audio is coming in clear. I want to be sure that you guys can hear me crystal clear. And so with all that said as well, be sure to hit that like. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss another one of these streams, because all that goes a long way in helping to support the channel. May not seem like much, but it really does go a long way. So if you're enjoying all these live streams, all this content, a simple like, a simple subscribe would really go a long way. So let's dive right into it, guys. I'm going to pull it up on the minute-by-minute chart. Let's see. Boom. This was the Shanghai Open. We were sitting at around $75, shot all the way up to $75.50, a 50-cent spike within 1 minute of the Shanghai market open. And now we're currently sitting at $76. So they tried increasing the margin rate requirements. That didn't, I mean, that worked for a brief moment in time. But that's being undone in real time as I speak right now. $76. You know, they took out Maduro yesterday. Or are they going to get the silver or the gold and silver reserves in Venezuela? We'll get into that here in a second. But this thing has, oh, wow. It just went all the way down to 75.90. I mean, we're doing it live, guys. So there you go. But this thing is out of control. This is a price war that we're witnessing right now, right before our eyes. So looks like you guys can hear me. So there we go. I'm going to also put it on the, so what I also did, I'm going to turn it back onto a daily chart. Let's do a little technical analysis, see how this thing looks like on a daily chart. I mean, this is so, it's that $75 level. They can't let it get above that. Remember the other night on the eve of Thursday night, we hit $75 and could not get our heads past it. Now we're kind of in the same predicament. We're $1 over 75. We're at $76 and we're struggling again. But let's do a little technical analysis, get a little sense of where we are here, guys. So this is on the hourly candlestick. Boom. Wow. 3-hump consolidation. That is a sign that we are ready to move on to the upside. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Breakout. It's game time. It's game time, guys. Breakout time. Look at that thing. That is a textbook 3-hump consolidation. So we are ready to go. I think we're ready for the next round. We'll see what happens. We'll see, you know, and plus, I mean, look, we've got to anticipate they're going to have all sorts of tricks up their sleeves to try to bring this thing down. But it's not working. The more they go to the well, the less potent it becomes. So silver is up. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is also up today, $4,411. Any big breakouts that we can kind of identify here on the part of gold? Doesn't seem like it. There's no like slam dunk pattern when it comes to gold right about now. But gold looks good as well. One of the big news items I've been seeing lately is copper. So let's pull up a copper chart. And boom, copper as well. Also consolidated. This is on an hourly chart. Copper is consolidated and broken out. So copper is probably the metal most like silver. Both are industrial metals. Silver also has a monetary component. But if there's any metal that shared some sort of correlation or some sort of qualitative correspondence to silver, it would have to be copper. And copper is breaking to the upside as well. These metals are all breaking up to the upside. And there's something far greater going on right now. So let's go back to silver. I mean, this is what you guys came here for. You came here for silver. Let's see. Silver spot. Where are we at now? Let's turn it back on to the minute by minute candlesticks. So yeah, we had a bit of a scare here with this big red candlestick at the start of the show, but now it looks like it's recovering. So there's a battle going on right now. Let me know what you guys think. Drop me a 1 in the chat if you think we've got a decent chance of breaking $80. Do you think we can break $80 by end of day tomorrow, let's say? Drop me a 1 in the chat if you think so. Give me a 2 in the chat if you think we retrace to some level down. So I'd like to hear your thoughts here, guys. But the momentum is on our side, and it could not be clearer. As soon as Shanghai opened, right here, bang! The rocket ship has been strapped, and it is go time. So I'm looking at the chat. I see a bunch of 1s in the chat. Way more 1s than 2s. I would say it's probably 80-20, 1s to 2s. And I will be reading super chats, guys. So if you want your comment read on stage here, here live, I will be reading super chats. So looks like we're dropping below $75.97, $76. We'll get above the $76 range. Look at that red candle. So they are trying to smack this thing down. It is so funny. This is a thing to watch. Boom. Look at that red candlestick. They are trying, guys. We are watching them try to smack this thing down. You see how it's moving? Man. Well, that's we're going to leave the price here for a second. We're going to look at some news here on X. This is in regards to copper. Global copper inventory hits critical zero. Well, I don't know about that, but it looks like you got a bunch of sellouts here at AppMex, for example, and a bunch of other bullion dealers. So are we heading towards a copper shortage? Let's see what they have to say. Of course, what we've been witnessing lately is a lot of hyperbole on the internet, and especially on X. So, sometimes I've got to take some of this stuff with a grain of salt, but let's go ahead and see what they have to say. It's from Shibu. Physical copper markets have officially reached a breaking point. Boots on the ground reports from global hubs show inventories at historic lows with effectively zero physical metal left for immediate delivery. What we are seeing in copper is a mirror image of the silver squeeze. So I think what copper today is what silver was when it was breaking its past all-time high of $50. I think that's where copper is today. It's kind of akin to buying silver at $50. Silver is a little bit ahead of copper at the moment because, as we know, the order of operations when these breakouts occur, gold runs first, then silver, then copper, then the rest of the base metals. So just like silver's 378-to-1 paper to physical ratio, copper shorts are trading ghost tons that don't exist. This is massive amounts of manipulation going on. Massive data center builds and grid upgrades have created a structural deficit that mining simply cannot meet. COMEX and LME stocks are being rated as industrial buyers bypass the exchanges to secure what's left. The mother of all short squeezes is no longer a theory. It's a mathematical certainty. When the shorts are forced to settle in physical metal, there will be nothing to buy. So Let's go ahead and see what's going on here with silver. Oh my goodness. They are smacking this thing down hard, guys. They are smacking it down hard. We're down to 75.52. We opened the show at around $76. But again, well, we closed the weekend at what, 72.80? So we've come up quite a bit. So copper is interesting. And I think it'd be interesting to chart copper alongside silver. So I'm going to do that now. We'll check out, you know what? I'll keep this tab open. I'll just duplicate it so then I can just read the price up here if anything big happens. So I'm going to add in copper into the mix here. And say new price scale. And then let's change that color to copper's. Well, copper turns to green over time. So let's turn it. Well, you can't really see that. Let's do red. How about white? Let's do white. So here is a 1-year chart of copper and silver. And you can see here in the last several months, copper has pretty much tracked silver fairly reliably. Right? So there does appear to be some correlation between the two. Again, both are industrial metals. And look, President Trump yesterday was talking about how we need to procure Greenland for national security purposes and reasons. And I think what's happening is that they're looking at, he's got the best, well, allegedly the best economists and the best, people who read the markets and so forth on his team. And I'm sure they see what's coming. I'm sure they see the signals that these precious metals, these base metals are sending, and that is that we are heading into the mother of all commodity bull markets. This is probably going to be something we haven't seen in 80 plus years. Nothing that any one of us has seen in our lifetime. And so what I would suspect they're trying to do is they're trying to lock down all of these resources before the price gets too out of control. I think that's what Venezuela is about. I think that's what Greenland is about, what effectively Canada could foreseeably be about as well, if we ever make it that far to Canada. Brazil is definitely on the chopping block. Maybe they saved that for last. He called out the president of Colombia the other day too. So the South American resources are all fair game. And I think that's what's going on there, because there is a sense of urgency. And we can all see it in their eyes. They're scrambling to get something ready. Some sort of big events on the way. And they're scrambling to get all the resources on their side. Because I think they see the charts. They see silver breaking out. They see copper breaking out. They see lithium, gold, rare earths. They see nickel. It's no coincidence. This isn't just a monetary story. Yes, it is a monetary story, but it's not just that. I think what we're also seeing is an overlay of multiple trends that have kind of come to a crescendo, come to a head in tandem, simultaneously. The AI data center war, that's obviously conducive for industrial metal demand and energy demand. The World War III in Ukraine, the stuff we're seeing, the stuff that something's about to pop off in the Middle East. Looks like they're about to get into another scrap over there. China and Taiwan could potentially be another one. You've got the fourth turning cycle coming to an end as well. The 80 to 100-year fourth turning cycle. So all this stuff, the end of the 40-year bond bull market, that's also come to an end. And I believe for the first time this year, the world stock market has outperformed the S&P. So I'm going to pull up the world stock ETF. This is the Vanguard Total World Stock ETF. Let's take a look at that. And then let's also take a look at the S&P. And I believe it overtook it this year. Yeah, there you go. So you've got the S&P in white. Actually, hold on. Let me redo this. It's not entirely accurate. Let's do same percent scale. And now let's make it white. So now you guys can see it better. Okay, so the S&P up 16.8% versus a year ago. The world stock index up 20%. I'm going to type in emerging markets. So let's look at emerging markets. EEM. Emerging markets up 34% on the year versus the S&P. Wow. This is it, guys. This is why they're panicking right now. This is why they've gone after Venezuela. This is why they're going to go after all these other South. It's all coming to a head. And, people, I watch all of these geopolitical commentary shows on YouTube, the ones that you probably all know about. And, they offer some interesting commentary, obviously, but the one thing they're missing is that they've got a blind spot when it comes to the markets. The markets tell you when things are going to happen before they actually happen. Point of fact, as we alluded to yesterday, when we started seeing oil begin to, oil's had like its 6th consecutive red month. This is its longest losing streak ever, I believe. So let's pull up a chart of oil. Let's turn this off for a second. So here's a chart of oil. I mean, you don't need me to tell you this, but let's do a log scale and let's go back 5 years. And you know what? Let's look at it on a 12-month candlestick. Sorry, not 12 months. I mean, 1 month. It's at 6 consecutive months of down months. That's what I meant. Sorry about that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's just opened a month. It's a little higher, not by much. But it is on a losing streak. But interestingly enough, OIH, the oil services ETF, actually, is up, unlike oil. You see here, it's actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the last 9 consecutive months were actually green. That's odd. Why are oil service companies getting a bid versus oil, whereas oil has been in the dirt? Why is Exxon about to break? Well, it has already broken to new all-time highs, or very close to. Check out that trend. Boom, Exxon is breaking out. Chevron, that bad boy is breaking out as well, or getting close to. It's coiling up, getting ready to make its next move higher. So it's been a mystery to all of us. What is going on? There you go, bull flag. Ready, and this thing is ready to launch, bro. It's like, look at it. Textbook bull flag, ready to make another move higher. This is Chevron. We can go through all these different oil stocks. Same story. So be that as it may, we've been kind of pontificating why these oil stocks have been rallying despite a lowered and depressed oil price. Well, we saw it yesterday. Maduro has been deposed. He's been abducted, kidnapped, arrested, whatever verb you want to use. And now the likes of Chevron and Exxon and all these other guys are going to swoop in and profit off of that. And I think that's what the market has been pricing in for several months now. So this is what it's really all about. You can see it in the charts, and this is what I think that a lot of these political commentators need to be a little bit more educated on, is just be more aware of the market and how it prices stuff in. But we also looked at several items last night that kind of illustrated that you're going to need a bit of time to extract all that oil. And plus, I believe we struck a number of extraction sites in Venezuela, making it so we destroyed some of their extraction capabilities and capacities. And it takes a while for us to tap into the oil supply in Venezuela. They've got, sure, they've got infrastructure, but it's all rotted, eroded. It's a pain in the ass to fix, and you've got to look. This stuff is going to require a lot of capital expenditure, and the banks are going to need certain guarantees. I mean, the same government is still there. It hasn't gone away. So, I mean, now they have the acting president, who was the vice president at the time. She's now the acting president in Venezuela, and they still got the same government. So I don't know what they're going to do there. So all this stuff. So everything we witnessed on the precious metal side, it's kind of like the rays of a sun. You know how like the sun is so hot, you can stick your hand out the window and feel the warmth of the sun, despite being lights, not light years, but millions of miles away. That's what's going on. There's a larger trend at play, and much like the sun's rays, we can feel the afterglow of that larger trend in the precious metals and in the base metals and in commodities. So what are we at now? 75.93. Let's see. Is it going to break out above 76? And here's what I was, here's the line in the sand from Thursday night last week. Can you guys see that? See that white line here? They tried so hard to suppress the price on that night. There's no way in a blue hell that this is legit. This is natural. Look at that. It's like doing a buzz cut on someone's head. Yep. So they're doing their damnedest to keep it below 74.50 that night for whatever reason, whatever significant 74.50 has to them or $75 has to them. Who knows? But it's blown past that now. And now we're back up over $76 as I speak. So there you go. And let's go back and look at the 1 hour chart. Where is it? 1 hour. Boom. There it is, guys. The breakout is now. Clean cut, 3 hump consolidation. 1, 2, 3. Boom. We are ready to rock. So some of you guys think that the 74.50 selling was to protect 75 calls? Interesting. So there's silver. Oh, you know what? You know what we need to look at? It actually, it's platinum. Platinum's been climbing higher today too. So right now it's been getting curb stomped on the 1 hour chart, but in the aggregate, I mean, platinum is at 2,200. It reached the high of 2,600. And we talked about a tweet from Mark Armstrong the other day, and he basically said that the bid behind platinum could be an after effect of concerns over capital controls within gold and silver. So there has been a history of confiscating gold, for example, and silver is awfully close to gold. So to kind of circumvent that, some investors may be investing into platinum as a means of security. So it may not be a bad idea to have some platinum in your stack, some of the other white metal. And if you do, then consider buying your gold or silver or platinum from our good partners at the Bullion Standard Pro. Sly plug, I know, but we've got to pay the bills here, guys. So if you'd like to add into your stack, consider becoming a member. It's kind of like the Costco Sam's Club membership business model. You pay $35 a month and you get access to their pro pricing tiers, which is effectively wholesale pricing on all their stuff. So especially now, it makes the most sense to try to cut down on prices as much as possible, considering we're buying at all-time highs. The best thing we can do is cut down on all the markups that we see, that you would typically see from your other bullion dealers, right? You'll notice that whenever you buy Silver Eagles or even rounds, there's always a markup. There's always a fee added onto it, so it's above spot. Well, they try to keep it as close to spot as possible here. For example, if you buy a one silver American Eagles with the pro membership. You can buy for $80 as opposed to $88, which is the average price you would find on these other dealerships. That would save you $8.41. If you buy 20 of these American Eagles, that would save you $166. If you bought 100, $823. So you can kind of get the gist of it here. So it basically pays for itself. This is a 10-ounce silver bar. If you buy one of them using your pro membership, you're going to save effectively about $93. So it's a slam dunk deal. There's no strings attached. You can cancel anytime. And it just makes the most sense. That's why I promote it. It's a win-win for me and for you guys. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with platinum. Platinum is, you can also make the case that platinum is also breaking out here, although its breakout is a little steeper than silver. See, this is a bull flag. And so whenever you've got a pattern like this, the result is usually a move to the upside. And that's what we've seen here so far. So they're trying to slam platinum down now too. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. They're just trying to slam everything down for all I know. I don't know. But it's very fascinating watching all this stuff transpire. Looks like, let's go back to silver, see what's going on. Silver back up to, can we get 76? Let's go back to the 1 minute chart. See, silver. Yeah, I mean, they are, it's trying really hard to get above 76 right now. 76.08 says Shark Bite. So interesting stuff ahead. Let's see. Let's read some of these other posts here on Twitter. So this is from Whale Insider. He says, unconfirmed sources indicate Venezuela extracted and shipped 1,200 tons of silver to Russia and China on December 23rd, 2025, amid geopolitical tensions. This is from Grok. Let's see if there's any follow-up here. So apparently he got it from this post. So let's see. This is from Nostra. Venezuela shipped 1,200 tons of silver to Russia and China on December 23rd, according to Grok. Interesting. So have you guys seen any confirmation on this? 1,200 tons of silver. How many ounces are in a ton? Let's do a little quick math. Ounces in a ton. So if we've got 1,200 tons, that's 3.8 to the 7th power. So yeah, that's a lot of silver. So yeah, it's a multiple of 32,000. So 32,000 times 1,200. That's 38.4 million ounces. And let's multiply that by, let's say 75. That is $2.8 billion of silver. So again, I mean, that's not much in the grand scheme of things. So even if that was the case, it's like no big deal. Yeah, 2.8 billion. Remember, silver has a purported market cap of $4 trillion. Yeah, so this is from Bark, and he says, United States seizes Venezuela's $1 trillion in precious metals. See, we're like getting conflicting reports now. But let's see what he has to say. Less than 24 hours after the invasion of Venezuela, the U.S. government quietly secured a massive smelter deal to process Venezuela's $1 trillion worth of precious metals. So they didn't actually get $1 trillion worth of precious metals. They secured a smelter deal to process the metals. So they still didn't get the metals, but they got a smelter deal to do so. You see, it's kind of disingenuous. But let's continue reading. Cost of the new facility, $8 billion. The financier, JP Morgan. So JP Morgan allegedly bought an $8 billion smelter facility. So let's connect the dots. JP Morgan's underwater on massive physical silver short position. Venezuela sits on the Arco Minero, trillions in unmined gold and silver. The U.S. military removes the one guy standing in the way of the mine. Coincidence? That wasn't a drug bust. It was a hostile takeover of the sovereign nation's resource sheet. So even if that is the case, you can't get this stuff with the snap of a finger. Again, like there's going to be a bit of lag time. And the way these markets are behaving, I don't think they're going to sit around for another 2 or 3 years for these mines to come into operation. And again, guys, we still have the same government in Venezuela that we did on Friday. It's just that the head of state is now arrested by the United States. It's been kidnapped, essentially. So is it going to be as easy as we're being told it is? Just go in there and just take all this stuff? Maybe the Venezuelan deep state lost confidence in Maduro and they may have wanted him out. Maybe they felt that, he's kind of like a worn out baseball pitcher in like the 9th inning or something. Like you've got to switch him out with a closer or something to that effect. So anything could happen. They still have the same government there. Are they going to play ball? You just had President Trump yesterday say, we're not going to install Machado, the lady that ran against him last year, and the one that's been floated as the replacement for Maduro, namely because, quote unquote, she's not popular with the people. This is from President Trump. So there hasn't been a regime change yet. There's been a change in the head of state, but the government that he's installed is still there. All right. So what are we at now? 75.63. 75.65. Well, here's the thing, guys. Again, looking at where we closed at on Friday, $72. Even if we were to just pack our bags and go home right now at 75.64, I would take this as a win for the silver stackers. Like a $3 up day. I mean, who wouldn't take that? 3.8% up today. Okay, so this is from Dan Walda. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says Vince Lancy said JP Morgan is building a smelting facility in Tennessee. Yeah. Well, I take Vince's word for it then. I know Vince is a credible source. So if he says it, it's most likely to be true. But does it have anything to do with Venezuela? See what I mean? But good super chat nonetheless. And thank you for the generous donation. I appreciate it. Cool name, too. Let's see. All right. Let's pop in, see what's going on with gold. Gold seems to be basing out on the 1 minute candlesticks at around 43.98, 44. Can we get to 44? Nothing too exciting happening with gold. Let's pop in, see what's going on with platinum. Platinum looks like we had a massive sell-off here about half an hour ago, and now we've kind of calmed down a bit. Looks like we are regathering our breath and moving back up. This little plateau here is interesting. It's like a little bump, comes back down. Let's actually, I'm going to look at so I added in a time series model, a machine learning time series model to my chart. So I'm going to activate that now, and it'll basically kind of give us a read on how strong the trend is and in which direction it's going. So I'm going to add it in now and see what it tells us. This is on the silver 1 minute candlesticks. And it says, okay, so you see this little square here at the bottom? I don't know if you can read it, but it says no trend and a downtrend is forming on the 1 minute candlesticks. So it looks like we have some weakness on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 hour candlestick. Let's see what it says there. No trend, but an uptrend is forming. Okay, so in the immediate term, in the 1 minute time frame, you're more likely to get a little bit of a downward pressure. But from the 1 hour candlesticks, an uptrend is forming. And this corresponds to the breakout from the 3 hump consolidation that we see here. Let's zoom out onto the 1 day candlestick. See what it says here. Oh, and would you look at that? We're in a strong uptrend. The correlation is 0.95. That's pretty much as good as it gets. So it's fairly confident that we're in an uptrend. And the uptrend is strengthening on the daily candlesticks. And you can see here in the moving average, it's just shooting on up. And anytime you have these little red strips here, I don't know if you can see it. Like, do you guys see this strip here and then these 2 strips here? It's when the model sees the price overheating, and that's usually a case that we're about to correct down on the price. And the last time it hit that red strip, what do you know? We had a red day the day after. The times before that, let's see, the last time we had 2 other red strips. We had a red strip here when silver broke up to $27 in April 2024. Again, that was a move up from 24 to 27 fairly quickly. Percentage-wise, it was a big deal. Red candlestick the day after. Red candlestick the day after this one when we broke up beyond 25. So on the daily candlesticks, we look good, guys. I mean, this thing is looking like it's ready to run. And check out just check out the way these candlesticks look. Right? These 2 are basically on par with each other. We had a little coming down here, and then today we just broke out of it. But again, we've got seems like there's some resistance here as well. Like this, something like that. Right? So we're kind of caught between these 2 trend lines, the consolidation line and then the resistance line from these 2 candlesticks. But, that's just short-term stuff. Don't sweat it. Let's go ahead and turn this off. And let's go back to the 1 minute view. All right. Oh, and it looks like it's consolidating here as well. And that's the cool thing about technical analysis is that it's all fractal, as above, so below. So all these patterns are relevant. All these patterns are relevant, whether they be on the 1 minute candlestick or the 1 month candlestick, because it's just buyer and seller behavior. It's the psychology of the crowd is what we're looking at. So we are trying to break out here. Maybe something like that, or like that. But looks like we're going to consolidate here for a bit. Maybe get down to, we might retest 75.50 and then bounce back up and break free. And possibly the next big test would probably be around 76.50 or so in the immediate term. This is just the immediate term. All right. Let's see. 75. Gold is at 4,400. Platinum is at 2184. All right, let's go check up on X and see if there's any new headlines that we can check out. This is from cool. This is from our good friend, the Market Sniper, frequent guest on the show. Shout out to the Market Sniper. Oh, we've got a super chat. 1 second, guys. This is from Johnny Vale. Great show. Hope this market has a pop and doesn't stop. Hey, we can only hope, right? But it's looking good so far. It doesn't seem like the news on Venezuela had any effect on anything. So I take that as a win. So, all right, let's get back to the Market Sniper. It says HBF method community position for upside on China silver open from last week on a 3 impulse falling wedge, awaiting an upside breakout. Silver market did not disappoint. That's the same silver wedge we just looked at. The 3 hump consolidation. When did he post it? 7:55. Okay. So I was about to say, did Francis watch the stream and get some ideas or something? So yeah, it's a beautiful breakout. As you can clearly see, I don't have as many lines as he does, but the point stays the same. All right. This is from Twin. He says, right now, silver is printing the biggest bull flag in history. What happens next will shock you. Faces are about to melt. The biggest bull flag. Where's the bull flag? Oh, I see it. Is that? Well, I wish he would show us what bull flag he's talking about. Do you guys see it? I think he's talking about this, the last week's volume of candlesticks. But all right. Silver's waking up. Yep, this is from earlier tonight, 75.24. Well, it's a lot higher now. What's it at now? 75.69, 75.72. Robert Kiyosaki. I predict silver opens tomorrow at $100 and goes to all-time highs. What do you think? What do you think of Robert Kiyosaki, guys? He's kind of my gateway into gold and silver back in like 2018, 2017, him and Peter Schiff. And lo and behold, Peter Schiff's right here too on the timeline. But he's kind of a trend follower. He's not much of a guy that gets ahead of the trends. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe anyways. Peter Schiff says all the action tonight is in precious metals. Gold is up 1.35%. Silver is up 3%. Palladium is up 3.5%. And platinum is up 5%. Yeah, so this is from about an hour ago. We're early in what it will likely be the biggest precious metals bull market in history, yet all attention remains on Bitcoin despite that mania being over. What's Bitcoin at right now? Just out of curiosity. $93,000. Okay, so I'm actually curious. I want to see how the chart looks. Let's pull up a chart of Bitcoin. Still got a 1-year chart. Yeah, it's brutal. Damn. Yeah, it looks like it hit some support here at 80,000 and then here at 83,000. Rocketed back up to 93. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much an arc that's outlasted its lifetime. So you can kind of see the inflection point right here, like the arc's inflection point, that is. It's where it kind of starts coming down. Shanghai today. God bless the LBMA and COMEX. So silver spot in Chinese yuan. It's $529 in Chinese yuan. So again, that's in kilograms, I believe, and the Chinese yuan. So you would have to, how many kilograms or how many ounces are in a kilogram? 32 or something like that. So you have to divide by 32 and then divide by, you'd have to multiply by USD. No, you have to CNY. Yeah, you have to multiply by the yuan divided by USD. So whatever that is. So we can actually do that on the spot. Let's see, how many ounces in a kilogram? 35.274. So 529.24 divided by 35.274. No, that can't be right. 15 Chinese yuan an ounce? No. Hold on. So you guys are saying 32 troy ounce in a kilo. Is this right? So silver priced in Chinese yuan. And how many Chinese yuans are in a dollar? CNY to USD. 0.14 Chinese yuans. Okay, well, that makes sense then. Yeah, so it's 15 and then 15 CNY multiplied by 0.14. No. What's the formula, guys? Drop me the formula in the chat. How to convert this. Anyways, we'll go down. Checking the closed price of silver for the 340th time during the holiday season. Silver is ripping. Oh, yes, it is. Let's go ahead and see what silver is up to. Silver is absolutely flying today. Yeah, it certainly is. Britain, silver price at $115 an ounce. UK is officially selling 1 ounce silver coins for $85, 85 pounds, which is 115 USD. Venezuela has negligible silver reserves and isn't even in the top 20 silver producing countries, but don't let that stop you from posting blatantly false AI slop. Boom, there you go. Check this out. Where's Venezuela? It's not even on here. Top 20 producing countries. Yeah, it's not even in the top 20. Others. So yeah, Venezuela, it's not even a big deal, essentially. So it kind of makes sense that silver hasn't really moved. It's only moved up on the news, hasn't moved down. This is Nostra. Yeah, we just looked at this. 1,200 tons of silver. So they shipped 1,200 tons of silver to Russia and China on December 23rd. Again, that's like $2 billion worth of silver. Nothing much. This is a cool one. So this is the most important idea to measure your wealth in real silver terms. I think 1,000 ounces will make you a king in my book. That would be 10,000 days of hard human labor at a silver dime a day. Once silver sells out, you will never be able to stack significant silver. Get all your assets into Silver Shield at extreme tip. The global hyperinflation of silver is going to strike all countries all at once. I think silver is going to be too valuable to be used as money or even industrial use. There will be a spiritual value of silver above all assets. I make silver into unobtainium priceless family heirlooms. Silver Shield will be most cherished of the stack of kings. So this is like a poem here. All right, so let's go see what this is. Okay, So you've got all of these different categories of silver stackers. So let's start at the bottom. At the very bottom, you've got the debt slave. This person doesn't have any silver, hence debt slave. Next, you've got silver pleb. This person has over 10 ounces of silver. Life isn't easy, but they make do. The next level above that, silver foot soldier. So if you've got 25 ounces of silver, then you are a silver foot soldier. Life is a bit better than being a pleb, but not by much. Above that, 25 to 50 ounces, you're silver mercenary. With luck, you will lead a decent life. How many of you guys have between 25 to 50 ounces? If you've got 25 to 50 ounces, type mercenary in the chat. If you've got 50 to 100 ounces, type silver yeoman. Yeoman. And you will live a decent life and you'll have no worries. 50 to 100 ounces. If you've got 50 to 100 ounces, type yeoman. Y-E-O man. But if you got 100 to 300 ounces, type knight. Type silver knight in the chat. And silver knights, you will have some luxuries and servants with loyalty to your kingdom. If you've got 300 to 1,000 ounces, you, my friend, are a silver baron. If you've got 300 to 1,000 ounces, type baron in the chat. You have many lands and pleasures, as well as loyal knights and debt slaves. That's your fate, silver barons. If you've got at least this much, you will be a baron in the coming collapse, I guess. Silver lord, 1,000 to 2,000 ounces. Never work a day in his life. Life is great. Life is comfy. Are you a silver lord? If so, then that means you've got 1,000 to 2,000 ounces. Type silver lord in the chat if you've got 1 to 2,000 ounces of silver. And then finally, silver king. That's reserved for stackers who hold 2,000 to 5,000 ounces of silver. If you've got 2,000 to 5,000 ounces, or let's just say more than 2,000 ounces of silver, type silver king in the chat. Let's see how many kings, let's see how many lords, let's see how many barons, knights, yeomans, mercenaries, foot soldiers, plebs, and even debt slaves we have watching today. So I'm seeing a lot of kings. I'm seeing a lot of kings and lords. Most impressive, guys. Most impressive. I see a baron down here at the bottom. Oh, let's see. We've got a super chat from Dan, and Dan is a knight, and a knight is someone with 100 to 300 ounces of silver. Dan, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Very generous of you, Dan. Again, cool name. We've got another one here in the chat. This is from @Kessor6. Shanghai Gold Exchange today opened $81.39, now about $80.80. So it's pulled back a bit from the looks of it. And that's pretty much what we've seen. That kind of corresponds to the price movement that we've seen on the 1 minute chart here. Yeah. We've seen so here's when we opened the Shanghai exchange, and here's where we're at now. So we're up 0.54% since the Shanghai market opened. So we're actually in the green here in the American market since the opening of the Shanghai market. All right, let's see. Hi, Hui. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name, my friend. HUY 8479, representing the King Silver mining owners here. Hey, if you're a king, you've got to flaunt it, right? So, shout out to all the kings in the chat. I mean, we wouldn't be here without you guys if you weren't buying up all this silver and just bidding this price up. The rest of us, lords, barons, knights, and mercenaries, and plebs, we wouldn't be able to enjoy $75 silver without you guys. Let's see, we got another one. Titanium Computing. We made a site for you that has a SGE report on it. I'll put it in chat. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'll be on the lookout. Thank you, Titanium Computing. Let's see. Anything else? The paper to silver ratio is 374 to 1. We are at the moment where 373 people think that they own silver and are about to find out that they own paper promises. Man, I hope some of you silver kings out there, I hope you're not counting your paper silver as part of your stack, because you might be in for a rude awakening. You might come to find out that you're not really much of a paper silver king as much as you are a paper king. Thank you for the super chat. Fractal Art, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the generosity. Oops. Let's see what else we got. Let's refresh the feed. It's been a while since we refreshed it. Let's see what we get here. Silver's at 75.53, pretty much back to where we were at the start of the Shanghai Open. More Francis stuff. Silver's waking up. Silver's printing the biggest bull flag in history. Let's go ahead and shift over to the latest. Let's see. This is from Peter Buris. And so he's talking about the massive smelter deal that we talked about earlier today. I think this is what one of the super chatters sent. I can't remember which one. I think it was Dan. I think Dan, you sent the news on Tennessee. So the only smelter deal I can find any evidence of is the collab in Tennessee with Korean Zinc announced December 15th. This has nothing to do with Venezuela or Maduro's capture. Further, Venezuela has no notable zinc, lead, silver deposits. The smelter will most likely get confeed from domestic sources like Tennessee Valley, maybe Mexico, Peru, less likely Canada, Argentina, and Chile, but not Venezuela. So there you go. Debunked in real time. But we got it first here, guys. We got it first from the super chat. So, we outsourced our intelligence. And that's the thing. Like, when you've got, how many people do we have? 1,400 people watching right now. We've got some of the best minds on YouTube, all coalesced here on this one video. Oops, what is this? They want the silver. Keep stacking. Some silver and Scout. Silver will retrace now. Check silver products. What should silver traders be aware of as Monday rolls around? Clues in the verse posted by usdebtclock.org. Haggai, what is this? Haggai 2.8. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts. Is that? Oh, here it is. Interesting. You guys see it? Haggai 2.8. Silver spot price 75.55. Well, it's actually 75.28 right now. Let's take a quick check. Yeah. Well, it's forming a bull flag. So this is, once it breaks out of this, it's bullish. The question is when. But it's clearly a bull flag here on the 1 minute candlesticks. Let's see. Anything new come up? Let's refresh the feed again. Nope. Oh, this is interesting. This is 19 minutes ago from Tavi Costa. So he says silver is surging again while the consensus remain convinced that mean reversion is inevitable. I strongly disagree. Buckle up. This move is far from finished. So he's got a chart here of silver prices in white, and in blue, you've got the silver annual production in Mexico. And production is minus 20% from peak levels. So, you know the old adage, high prices are the cure for the cure for high prices is high prices. And so the rationale behind that is that when prices get high enough, they incentivize production. And when production comes online, it creates supply gluts, and supply gluts bring down the price. And so the high prices were actually conducive to bringing about low prices. But as we can see here, it may incentivize production, but production is down minus 20%. Now, it may incentivize us to get a little bit more scrappy and innovative with the way that we recycle silver. I think that's going to be a new thing coming, because right now we just throw it away. Silver is just destroyed. 516 likes, guys. Yeah. I mean, if you want to help support the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It does go a long way in helping support the channel, and you boost this video in the algorithm so more people see it. So we need to get as many people access to this information, because a lot of these people, I mean, I see it in my own family and friends, they're just clueless. They don't know what's going on. If it wasn't for me, they would have no idea what was going on in silver. I mean, they may. It has made the news, but not to the extent of knowing like the deep intricacies. Because right now, like I see like all these crypto bros and tech bros trying to read the silver market as if it was like a tech stock or a crypto coin. Like, they make all these assumptions that silver skyrocketed. It's gone up so far so fast that it's got to come back down. This is the last time you'll see silver at $80 for another 10, 20 years. So enjoy being locked into this trade for another decade. And they've got this mindset, like they're treating it as if it's just another crypto coin. They don't understand the industrial side of things. They don't understand the fundamentals behind silver production. They don't understand anything. Thank you for the super chat, Fractal Art. I do appreciate it. Silver is flying again. We've already seen most of this stuff. Let's see. Anything else? We'll let we'll let X do for a bit and check back in a little while, but we'll get back to the charts here in a second. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new on X right now. But dang, what did I miss? Look at that. It's right at support now. Big red candles. Dude, come on. Do you see what I see? Big red candlestick to support. Big red candlestick. Big red candlestick hits support, the support line we drew here. And big red candlestick hits support again. Come on. So someone's trying to bring this price down, but the buyers are just overpowering the sellers, and they won't let it fall below the support line. So, boom. I mean, it's plain as day. All right. So now let's see. We got oops. We got we got to hold the line, guys. Come on. Looks like we're breaking below support. Now we're back above it. This is riveting stuff. This is riveting stuff. Oh, it's going to do it. Is it going to do it? Oh, no. No. Touching support. Can we hold support? The power of the support line compels you. Oh, my gosh. No. Anyways, we'll let that. Is this? Are you guys enjoying this? Let me know in the chat. Do you want to just watch the bars go up and down? But what other markets are open today? Let's see. Let's see CNBC here real quick. To be continued. We'll go back to silver here in a second. All right. So futures are pretty much flat. Oil is flat. Interestingly, oil is flat. I remember seeing like so many people yesterday saying that oil is going to open the day like $5 lower to $50 or something. Like, come on. What did oil do during the Iraq war? What did oil do during the Libyan war? What did oil do during the Syrian war? Did it crash because we suddenly got all our guys making record profits in Iraq? No. Okay, yeah, silver still 75. Here's the big deal, guys. Here's the big picture. As you can see on CNBC, 75.15 futures price up 5.8%. You know? So, we're still cooking with gas. Copper is up 2.8%. Platinum is up 1.5%. Let's see the bond market. 10-year yield is down. Japanese 10-year. Oh, my gosh. That thing is a disaster waiting to happen. It's all right. Silver. Okay, so it looks like we bounced off the support line. We'll come back here in a second. So let's pull up the Japanese 10-year yield. I want to look at that because that thing has like been all gas, no brakes. Oops, that's logarithmic. So let's do daily candlestick. Yeah, check this out. Man. Rising wedge, breakout. Here we are at 2.1%. Something big is waiting to happen in Japan. I mean, this is like a light fuse waiting to go off. Man, it is literally not stopping. Look at the open today. Look at this gap. Guys, what are we going to do? The Japanese bond market's about to implode. Maybe not imminently, but I'm just being a little dramatic. Japanese 30-year. Well, that's not as bad. It's moving sideways now. Yeah, well, let's see what oil's up to. Oil, 57.29. So I want to go back to the Iraq War. So the Iraq War was in 2003. I don't remember the exact date in 2003. Was it? But anyways, here's 2003. When exactly did the Iraq War happen, guys? Drop me a chat just so I know the proper starting point. I'll just start off here on January 1st, 2003. And look what oil did since. It just went up higher. So all these people telling me that oil is about to crash because of the Venezuelan stuff. It's like, Really? That's not enough reason. That's not sufficient reason. Yeah, so oil went from $30 all the way up to $80 within a span of 3 years since the Iraq War. Desert Storm 1991. Let's go ahead and, oh, okay. Well, let's look at Desert Storm. Boom. Yeah, good point. So whoever said Desert Storm crashed the price of oil down from $40 to, sub 20 or something. So 50% drop in oil. So yeah, that's a good point. I stand corrected. But still, this is a counterexample to that. Where is it? 2003. It's not always the case that these things drop the price of oil, like the narrative says, because we saw it in 2003. We saw oil run from $40 to $150 all the way up until 2008. How long have we been streaming now, guys? 1 hour and 11 minutes. Bitcoin is eating silver for lunch? Really? Bitcoin? It's only up 2.8%. Silver's up 5.5%. But yeah, we bounced off support again. And we've got to break free from this bull flag. And then we're into greener pastures. So I think I'll do one more checkup on X. And then we might close it out because I think that's all the news I have so far. Let's see. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything new on X. Oh, snap. I look away for like 30 seconds and we're right back up to resistance. All right, 75.49. $75. Man, this is like amazingly accurate. Like this channel that I just made here, the price just does not want to go outside the confines of this bull flag. It just doesn't. F off says, greatest show on YouTube. Well, I appreciate it, my friend, especially coming from someone whose name is F off. It's a very high bar to live up to. So thank you for the super chat. Okay. Well, I won't sign off yet. I want to see what happens here. Oh, can we please just break out of this resistance? Well, if we break out of this resistance, then I've got to stay live even longer then. So I guess I'll use this time to kind of run you down who I have coming up this week, guys. So let me pull out my calendar. We've got some great guests coming up this week. I'm super excited. So you've got to listen to this. So tomorrow we have Martin Armstrong, and of course we're going to talk about all things considered, the Venezuelan issue, what's going on with Maduro. I'll also post something on Substack where you guys can leave questions for any of my guests coming up this week. So if you have questions for Marty, you'll have the opportunity to post your questions in that thread on Substack. My Substack is capitalcosm.substack.com. So if you want to become a member, it also helps support me there. Okay, so tomorrow we've got Martin Armstrong. On Tuesday, we've got Chris McIntosh from Capitalist Exploits, and highly suggest his newsletter as well. Link to that is down below. We've got that. We've got $1,000 off his newsletter. If you guys want to take advantage of that, some amazing names, some amazing stock picks that you'll want to take part of. At least in my opinion, not financial advice. Wednesday, we've got Ed Dowd. Super stoked to talk to Ed. And then Thursday, I know you guys are going to like this one. Catherine Austin Fitz. People have been wanting me to interview Catherine for a while now. So we got Catherine. She'll be coming on Thursday. Michael Pinto will come on Friday. Saturday, another star-studded lineup. We've got Professor Jang and Simon Dixon in a panel, and they're going to debate. I'm not going to reveal what the debate topic is now, but it's going to be awesome. It's not just going to be a debate; it's going to be a discussion. So Simon Dixon, Professor Jang, two of the most brilliant people that I've ever spoken to. And then we're going to close out the week on Sunday with Don Durrett. So we've got a stacked lineup coming up this week. If you guys want to ask any questions, if you want your questions read on air, become a Substack member. And I will send out a post later today, or later tonight, I should say, where you can post your questions for the guests. Oh, are we breaking out? Are we breaking out, guys? Is this finally it? Am I going to have to stream for another 3 hours? Well, doesn't look like it. Well, all right. Again, if you're getting value, if you got value out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I am getting in the habit of doing these live streams now every night. So if you don't want to miss one, hit that bell notification on the side, and let YouTube know that you want to be alerted for every new video that pops up, so you don't miss the live stream. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in my interview with Martin Armstrong, and good possibility I go live tomorrow night as well. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later. Have a good night. Bye.